Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Barb Meets World, and we are back again to discuss Married to Medicine's Season 11, Episode 5, entitled Blow Up on the Ranch, okay? But before we get into it, y'all already know I need you guys to do a couple things for moi, which include liking the video. Liking the video helps me and my channel in terms of the algorithm, helps me attract new subscribers such as yourself, so go ahead and do that for me, please, and thank you. Also, while you're at it, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, hit the subscription button, become a Barb's babe. I would love to have you. Also, drop down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think of the episode as well as my commentary. We can have a nice little cute back and forth kiki down there because I do answer all my comments, y'all. So go ahead and do that as well. Also, so you know every single time I upload and you don't miss an upload, hit the notification bell so you can stay informed. And last but not least, share me with all of your people. And here we are. What's going on, y'all? Yes. Merry Christmas Eve. Yes. So, yeah, y'all. Let me get my banner going. Yes. Follow me on all the platforms and everything. Okay, follow me on there. But this episode, I'm like, dang, we're only on episode 5. Is that right? Let me double check that. Like, we really are only on episode 5 because it just seems like it's been on for forever. And I don't know, like, I hate to badmouth this show because I do still believe it is like one of the best shows on Bravo. But it's just like, dang. I guess I'm saying dang because when I really think about it, I'm like, I get the photo shoot was cute and all, but at the same time, it's like, out of everything that they have to do at that ranch, like this is what we're doing. Having a photo shoot followed by a dinner that, you know, we almost come to blows over. Like, it's just, anyway, but nonetheless, let's just get into it. Y'all, like I said, they're at this photo shoot that Toya has coordinated. She's still barking orders at everybody, talking about they only have 15 minutes to shoot their individual shots and everything. The sun is going down. And in my opinion, she was critiquing everybody else's outfits. But, like, I feel like hers wasn't given too much. Like, yeah, I probably did see somebody wearing that at Renaissance. But, like, for it to be your photo shoot, you damn sure let Jackie outdress you. Hell, even Simone looked cute in my opinion. I wish I would have got like their group photo or something to show you guys so you have a visual. But, well, I have one picture and we'll get into that in just a second. But all in all, I do think that like pretty much everybody looked really nice. It was just freaking... Or even Contessa, y'all. I will even go out on a limb here and say that Contessa looked really nice. And at first I wasn't, you know, too convinced that because you never know when it comes to Contessa. You never know what mama's going to give. But honestly, once she took those red shorts off, I wasn't mad at it. However, I would have liked to see her in more of the boots. I would have rathered her do just a cowboy boot. Honestly, that would have been better. I liked how Heavenly changed into the blue bandana quad. You know, she gonna do what she needs to do. Ooh, okay, Simone, I see you with this pose. Yeah, Jackie really did it for me though. Ultimately, Phaedra looked alright, but it's like everybody put in effort for the most part, except for the youngest in charge. I say that because what the was this? And I'm not talking about Heavenly. Maybe on somebody else, those pants would have, I feel like, gave better, but it definitely looks like denim diaper. This is not fitting her body well. She is big busted. So I get, you know, she needs a little extra support there. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't even like it looks sloppy to me. And like she's a cute girl in the face. Like she's not like by no means, y'all, am I like saying she's ugly or anything like that, but it's just not polished enough, in my opinion, to be coming as hard as she do be coming at some of these other ladies, talking about their ages and stuff like that, talking about, you know, she brings the youthfulness to the group when in all actuality, and it's not to say that just because you're young, it means that you are scantily clad and you are out here with your cheeks all out and, showing the most skin. But I mean, you got Jackie, you got everybody else showing a little something. And, you one of the most covered, you like the most covered up person here. And it just is not giving overall for you to be talking as much big cash money as you be talking, in my opinion. But I'm gonna let her rock anyway. Moving on. So, and Jackie knows damn well that Curtis is not the sexiest man that she can imagine, but I'm gonna also let her rock. As you saw in the photo, they had a Beyonce impersonator, Michelle, come there to be like their creative director and everything. I thought that was, a cute touch and whatnot. I was happy more so for her that she, got her 15 minutes on here, even though, like I seen, she doing a damn thing. Don't get me wrong, y'all, on Instagram. I looked her up and everything like that. She definitely has the Beyonce, the Beyonce impersonation on lock, for real. Even when she did do a performance, like real quick, a quick little 1-2 later on in the episode, I will say she's very good at her, her craft there. But I didn't necessarily think she was needed for the show, but again, I am glad that she was able to, get up on here on a large platform like this and, get her face out there or whatever. I'm never gonna knock that. Sorry if my arm looks weird, y'all. I'm like, like when I tell you guys, I think I slept wrong, like all types of out of whack, trying to stretch. Anyway, and as you saw before, Toya had them, posing cheek to cheek. I think that was unnecessary, but whatever. The final edits came out nice, I will say. But anyway, during this episode, all of the husbands and stuff, they were back home with the kids, of course, and we've seen Eugene and their sons out making cologne, or doing some like cologne mixing and stuff like that, because they're very into cologne right now. We got Simone, we got Cecil over there cooking, trying to teach. I'm gonna call them boys because until they show me otherwise, they're gonna remain boys. They got them down there cooking and stuff. They started to also notice that the speakers and different stuff was missing. And I'm like, I'm glad because ain't nobody, like Cecil talking about these modern women, don't be trying to cook and stuff like that. And it's just like, ultimately it don't matter. That is a basic human skill, is learning how to, cook for yourself. And I'm not saying you need to be Gordon Ramsay in that motherfucker, but you do need to be able to, you can't even whip up no chicken and rice. Like, and that's just instant. You could even do instant rice, boil in a bag. Like, you should be able to, steam up some broccoli. You should be able to, bake some chicken breast, like different stuff, like basic stuff, make a pancake or something. Like, it's not hard in my opinion. And it's not something that you should be able to scapegoat, excuse me, y'all, use, your gender as justification as to why you can't feed yourself. Like, what happens if, you don't find nobody to, like, just, y'all get what I'm saying. Anyway, and then we had Damon down there with Zachary and Alora shopping, and I do the air quotes because y'all know on these shows, we never really see them buy anything. But they're down there shopping for her first solo apartment. She has outgrown the roommate phase and stuff like that. She wants to be in her own space, which I thought was awesome. Good for her. He thinks that they didn't spoil the kids. Heavenly thinks otherwise. But I did really, and it actually made me tear up. And I don't know, maybe because, I'm PMS thing, who knows? Yeah. But I got a little emotional too when, Damon got emotional when Zachary said that, one day he hopes to be just like his dad, and how he approaches medicine and everything like that with his clients. He got emotional about that because that's just like the ultimate compliment you can get from your child, I guess, right? So I thought that was really sweet, and they all like hugged and stuff in the middle of the store. And I think that like we don't always get a lot of deviation with Damon. He's pretty much, even kilter for the most part, but I do really like to see, moments like that, because I do think it was a genuine reaction. Like that caught him off guard, clearly. And I really especially liked seeing Eugene and their boys as well, because they seem to really be coming into their own, especially Avery. He really, really likes the girls, apparently. They know all of the fragrance notes and all that. I thought that was cute. So I did appreciate that. But back over with the ladies, they actually, speaking of the spouses, they are checking in with them after the photo shoot. We got Cecil and Simone on the phone. He's asking if, or Simone is telling him how Heavenly has, she says sorry, but it's not giving genuine, it's not giving heartfelt. Contessa and Heavenly, they really need to have a conversation. I'm like, well, I'm like, you also, Simone, need to be having a conversation with somebody, but we got heaven forbid we say that to you. Contessa, she was checking in with Layla, and then Jackie was checking in with Curtis, who she tells that there's been a lot of talking around when it comes to Heavenly and Contessa. Well, that'll change in this next scene, right? Ooh, I'm flying through this. So then fast forward, y'all, it's time for dinner. And Toya, she's trying to draw similarities between Heavenly and Sweet Tea, then their fashion choices. And I'm like, it's like on one hand, I understood what Toya was doing, but at a certain point, it got to be like, it was almost like, were you deflecting? Were you trying to, rewrite history? Like what were you getting at after a while here, Toya? Because you flip the script real fast, I feel like, and it was giving that you were just like either deflecting, trying to not take ownership for the role you played, because ultimately nobody stood up and I know I just like went shh with it, y'all, but just fuck with me if you fuck with me, rock with me if you rock with me. We got you on one hand, going up for Quad or whatever, or pointing out how she's owed a genuine apology, because like not too many people were giving you a genuine apologies. They were just basically just not trying to go back and forth with you or whatever, so they just gave you what you gave you enough to pacify you, pretty much. But then on the other hand, we have you flipping the script, saying like how Quad's never stood up for anybody else and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, are you just bringing that up now because two things can be true at the same time? You can have your qualms and say that she doesn't stand up for anybody and et cetera, but you guys, and by y'all, I mean, wasn't it Heavenly, Simone, Toya, Jackie, y'all all sat amongst yourselves and you guys kicked her to the curb last season. We saw it. You didn't stand up for her. Nobody said anything, which makes me think that you guys were complicit in doing so. So let's call a spade a spade. Let's stop playing in each other's spaces. Let's stop acting like, we're trying to get everybody on one accord and have a kumbaya moment, when that's not exactly what it was giving, in my opinion. Anyway, back to this exact part of the scene, though. Jackie says that she gave Quad a blank check apology, which I'm like, again, empty sorries. This whole thing, had the roles been reversed, it would be a problem if Quad gave y'all that type of apology. Just saying. And Quad's like, a lot of the apologies, or that's again when Toya said that a lot of the apologies came to her because people just don't want it with her. And Quad's like, how could y'all not want it with me when y'all the ones that ganged up on me? And that, taking it back to the example I just gave you guys. And of course, Quad was extra dramatic with it because, at the end of the day, she is who she is. And Simone tried to act like they didn't, let her out to dry and to bury her and stuff like that, when that really is, we saw it. Like, why are we still, I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm really not. She's still very much on the side of there's no apologies owed for Napa. It's coming down to them two specifically really not agreeing on how everything went down in freaking Napa. And I'm like, that's going to continue to be an issue. But at the same time, it's really not, because at the end of the day, you guys are all trying to act like, it's not what it is. And what it is ultimately at the end of the day is that you guys are co-workers, and that is totally okay. So stop trying to place more emphasis on these relationships than needs to be placed. Simone and, whatever. Toya says it was never about them wanting her to leave. That's a lie, like I just said. Quad's like, but that's exactly, what y'all told me. And no one stood up for me. Once again, nobody stood up for me, right? And Toya tries to say that nobody, there's plenty of people at that table that would also say that she hasn't stood up for them as well. And I'm like, that doesn't negate what she's saying, though. So ultimately, what I feel like should happen is a moment of, what? We both, went about things, how we went about things. I don't agree with how everything how you handled everything on your side. I don't agree with how everything you handled on your side, but we're not going to sit here and escape accountability by just trying to always turn, like every time the spotlight is turned on us, we're turning it back on you. Like that's not how you resolve things. That's not a reconciliation. That's not actually keeping the focus on the issue at hand here, which is the fact that there's not a lot of mutual respect in this group. Yeah. So again, then that's when Contessa actually chimed in to talk about how, well, the last time, because Quad was like, no, last time I stood up for Heavenly when I told y'all not to ambush her, blah, blah, blah. We get those flashbacks from 2021, because that's when Contessa was like, yeah, you stood up for, you stood up to me or whatever on behalf of her when we were going against each other, whatever. And Heavenly's like, God, I love when in her confession, she's like, God damn, can I have one friend? Like, damn, like me and Quad just got back good. And you guys going, like, can we just leave me out of it? Which also, side note, so confused why from the get-go, Heavenly and Contessa were seated next to each other. I guess, Toya was trying to make fetch happen with that. And look what, it blew up in your motherfucking face. So how about just mind your business? Mind your business. Mind your business. Contessa also says that she was comforting Quad at Heavenly's house. So for whatever reason, again, though, we see, and this kind of really pissed me off throughout this entire scene, y'all, is Sweet Tea. It's like she can't actually, that's how you're just, in the words of one of the greatest, y'all, like she is a non-motherfucking factor. Because even in these moments, it's like, she just needs to add her digs on to the end of stuff, or, added on, a little embellishment to the end of things with, her testimony or her viewpoints or her insults or, however you want to put it. She would just, throw in her little jabs here and there. And I'm just like, girl, if you really have a bone to pick with somebody, then bring it up in, it's in its own setting, independent of everything else. Don't you try to, attach it onto everybody else's issues. Like, go home. You don't belong here. And I'm standing on that every single time. So again, she decides that this is the best time for her to speak up and say that she felt as though Quad and heavily ambushed her on social media, and Quad was, imitating her. And Quad actually is better than me because she actually apologizes, and I wouldn't have apologized. I wouldn't. It was what it was. That really hurt your feelings that bad? Like, if that hurt your feelings that bad, you were totally in over your head, mama, if you didn't know that already. But she does apologize. And, Sweet Tea's like, well, why are you so angry with it, though? And Quad's like, it's because it's not you. It's everything that's going around, idiot. Like that, literally. Like, do we not see what's going on around here? Like, you are just not a concern. You are not at the forefront of anybody's mind, and you trying to attach your stuff on everything just further further emphasize how you are not, you, no one's thinking about you at all. And that's why I love when Toya was saying, or Toya, then she's like, do you accept her apology? And Sweet Tea does not. I will say that I didn't see her like, she didn't say anything verbally, but she did nod. And that's when Heavenly's like, well, she's like, that's interesting. And, Contessa's like, why is that interesting? And Heavenly's like, because y'all don't got in common. I think it's fake. And even Quad told me it was fake, which now Quad's like, oh, which leads me to believe that, some part of that must be true. I didn't catch that live or anything like that. So y'all, my experts down in the comments, let me know. But all in all, I do believe what was said, which is that I get Contessa was at Sweet Tea's wedding or whatever, but no, I don't think they have anything in common. I honestly don't think she has anything in common with anybody on the show, which is more of the reason why I don't understand why she's on the show to begin with. But in this case, it's like, Contessa's just trying to figure out, well, if that's the case, who are you, the liar? Or is she the liar? Who's the liar here? She starts pointing her fingers and everything. And I'm like, Sweet Tea, she's like so dense in this moment, talking about we've been knowing each other for a while, or I've been knowing her for a while, however she put it. And it's just like, it's going over your head that none of these ladies really, are your friends like that, for real. And if you didn't know that before now, you damn sure should have known it this morning when Toya let you come out that wagon cabin looking the way you did. That's no friend of yours. But anyway, I don't think y'all ready for that conversation. But anyway, but now you want to sit here and, not see things, the writings are on the wall. If you choose to not believe it, that's on you. And so again, because Contessa's getting all, it starts to, get a little bit more rowdy down there. And Heavenly's like, don't point at me, don't yell at me, do this to your husband because that's the mother you're mad at for real. And I feel like that was really what kicked it off, of course. And, Contessa's like, do you think my husband's abusive? And Heavenly's like, I do. I'm like, Contessa, why would you even ask her that? And that ultimately, Contessa can feel how she feels, but what Heavenly said isn't wrong. If you was going to stay with the man, shut the fuck up. If you was going to stay with the man, let it be that, because you prancing around, we say it all the time, y'all. You prance around and you tell your folks, your loved ones, about how your partner ain't ish or they doing you wrong or whatever, and you expect them to, cape for you when, we all have our feelings and our viewpoints on things at the end of the day. So she not wrong for taking what you said into account and, forming her opinion on what y'all had going on, or, how he, is, or whatever. Like she said, she's only basing it off of, what you told her, what you gave her and stuff like that. And it didn't seem like it was a problem until it was a problem for you. And it wasn't a problem probably until you're like, yeah, you're going to stay, you're going to do whatever. And, now, because of that, you have to, deal with the fallout of it. I bet you keep your mouth shut next time. I bet you won't hear a peep from her this season about anything that goes on in her marriage. And furthermore, I don't even really think we're going to see too much of Scott, because I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, we probably not going to see too many one-on-one scenes with him. I think he kind of like over it or whatever, but he probably, came back because, I mean, a check is a check, and she obviously was eager to come back. And it's just like, if you were going to come back and not really add much, but like this level of dysfunction, and by this level of dysfunction, I mean, like, we know what the situation was or whatever. Like, I don't want to hear every 5 minutes that you guys are, beefing, or you're upset with her, or don't like her, or old lies, stuff like that. It's old news. I don't want to keep hearing it for the rest of the season. I really don't. But what else? So again, yeah, they start going back and forth. Catastrophe begins. As I said before, Sweet Tea keeps adding her, her jabs in there, talking about, well, I think you're abusive, like to Heavenly and stuff like that. It's like, girl, no one asked you. Like, that was, you're offering up your opinion on stuff that is just totally not anything that you should be involved in. Just saying. Heavenly also had an wardrobe malfunction. I thought she looked good in the outfit or whatever, but then it was like titties everywhere. She said it's titties all around town, just like Toya's house. They just keep moving all around the town and whatnot. I thought that was funny. And, of course, the ladies rallied around her to get her together as they're still going back and forth. And Contessa, she really, I feel like, was taking it there, talking about her kids don't like her. She bought her daughter a beauty supply store that, failed, or however she put it. Her husband don't like her. That's why they sleep in separate bedrooms. At least she's not worried, or at least she's not worried about any mixed babies out here with the last name of Kimes. She was talking big shit. And at the end of the day, if you want to talk big shit to me and you think I'm just not going to like come back even harder, which Heavenly proves each and every time, y'all. That's why I don't understand why she's consistent with who she is. So I'm like, I don't know why, Contessa, you would even start with her about this stuff, or why you would let anything that she would say bother you. If you were just so done with her, you're just so over her, you just think she's so disgusting and all these things. And it's like, you was also sitting on all this, which means like you think it's true. Like this has been something in your mind for a while or whatever. It was just a lot and totally unnecessary, especially unnecessary before you guys even eat. Like, because I would have been right there eating. But at the same time, I was really confused why Sweet Tea was so aggressively eating that that scallop and stuff. Like, your husband don't F with you. He wouldn't touch you with his big toe. That's the best you could do, Sweet Tea. Your husband don't even F with you. He wouldn't touch you with his big toe. All right, girl. Sit there and eat your scallop. And she just she just makes my ass itch. I'm sorry, y'all. She does. So then Jackie, she's trying to get Heavenly to stop. She's trying to get her into the back of the golf cart, whatever. At one point, Jackie was on the ground, and it was actually Sweet Tea that helped her up, only to then shade her in the confessional based on her age. Like, oh yeah, I'll always, look for ways to help the elderly, or however she put it, referring to Jackie as the elderly. And it's just like, girl, well, one day, hopefully, because we're not, keeping it a buck, we're not all blessed to see, elderly ages. So you better hope that you're blessed to see that age. And even beyond that, your husband is actually way older than several of these other ladies. So are you saying these same things to him? Age shame him as well then. Stop jumping on their backs all the time when you voluntarily brought your ass up on this show. So clearly they must not be too elderly and uncool and all the things if you want to be amongst them. That's why I don't understand why you're on the show. You don't like them. They don't like you. You don't like what be going on. You don't feel, a part of the group, whatever. You got all this personal stuff going on in your life. You don't need the added stress. So get the fuck off the show then. That can quell all that. Am I wrong, y'all? Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But last time I checked, you don't have to be on this show. So you know where the door is. You had a career, as you said before, and stuff like that. Go back to your government job. Keep collecting your, VA disability check. Take your ass back to school. Use your GI Bill. Do whatever you want to do. But you can get the fuck off the show. You don't have to be on the show. I don't know. I value my peace more than I do a check or anything like that. So you wouldn't catch me up here if it was just that bad. I'm just saying. So anyway, the ladies, they trying to, break them up. They trying to get everything back copacetic. Toya's like, can we just sit down and eat dinner? Like, can we please eat dinner? And before we know it, they continue to do this back and forth, only for Heavenly to wind up, one of the rebuttals that Heavenly gives back to Contessa is, your mother is stupid or whatever. And Contessa's like, my mother that died in 2010 is stupid. And she goes ballistic. This is where we see that we got the clip of that earlier on in the trailer and stuff like that. Her talking about, square up, ho, whatever, which I was just like, this was just all unnecessary to me, y'all. Honestly, this isn't even like I wasn't even like, oh my God, this is like the best version of TV. Like y'all could do better than this, because like ultimately this was unnecessary. Contessa, you shouldn't even be that mad because somebody who I don't, care for, somebody that I think is stupid, all the bad negative things, they can never get up under my skin. But okay. That's why I don't understand why everybody's so, coming at Heavenly all the time about stuff, when it's like either A, they be coming at her first and she just, takes it there harder every time, which y'all better go study. Sweetie, you should have studied up on the off season then or something, because it is what it is ultimately. And then, yeah, this is when Jackie was knocked on the floor and everything like that. She's trying to calm Heavenly down, telling her to, stay put, like stop talking, the whole line. Contessa's going off about how it was just uncalled for. She's just super dark. F her. Don't call her don't call her Heavenly. That's like the worst thing you could call her ever. I think Toya was like, y'all like she like grouped them together, like saying something along the lines of like, y'all both like did too much, or y'all both, took it there, whatever. She said that she put the blame on like both of them pretty much. And Contessa was like, no, like that was uncalled for. Like both of us, like she's so like vile. She's so, this, that, and the other thing. She's the person that I've been, when we talk about abusive relationships, she's the most abusive relationship I've ever had in my life. And I'm just like, you also did not come back to the show, but okay. It was just very odd to me. But y'all, that's really all I got to say about it. I'm still gonna need to see a little more from them this season. I am. I'm sorry, y'all. I am. I hate to say that because I still regard it as a great show to watch. I still would recommend it, but I'm just need a little bit more. Just a little bit more. But y'all let me know what you guys think of my commentary as well as the episode in the comment section below. Do not forget to like the video, y'all, because I see y'all be watching, y'all be liking. I need you guys to like the video, please, for me. Please and thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell. Follow me on all my socials that are scrolling along the bottom of the screen, y'all. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.